last video, I told you about the 3 remaining support levels for Bitcoin. After that, there's not much left in the way of support. Now, I'm not exactly sure, I can't remember exactly, but when I made the last video, we were either just through the first support level or we were about to break through it. As you can see, we have now broken through the first and the second support level. The second one at just on or just under $4,500. And I suspected that we might have been sort of at the bottom and we were ready to make a turn. But as you can see, we flirted around with the support level for a while. And then we finally made another dip. Now, over the weekend, we had a low of around $3,470 odd in Bitcoin. And then we made quite an abrupt and decent little recovery for a short period of time, over a period of, say, 3-4 hours. It was looking promising, and I thought that, well, you know, we might be seeing a little bit of a recovery here. Then we stabilized and traded sideways for a bit, and as we speak, just before I started this video, we started a pretty decent drop again. Now, as you can see, we are currently sitting at $3,886, and this support level here, this yellow line at just at $3,000. I think it's at about, I've plotted it at about 3,010, but let's call it 3,000. That is sort of our last line of defense for the Bitcoin price. After that, I wouldn't say the sky's the limit, it's the opposite end. Nobody knows how deep or how low we can go after that. I suspect that the market, like I said in the last video, I suspect that the market is slowing down, is showing signs of maybe starting to make a turn, but that is pure speculation at the moment, and I'll tell you why. On Friday, I think it was Friday, I watched a video by De-Crypt where he explains about how all cryptocurrency prices are manipulated by what appears to be one single entity, one person. They are trading with electronic bots and software bots, that kind of thing, at millions of trades per second. The beauty of what they are doing, or maybe not so beautiful, but what they are doing is they are trading without having the currency or the tokens to trade with. They are literally trading with thin air. What this means is they have no limits. Anybody, if you remember the Mt. Gox thing last year or very early this year, where the Bitcoin price was manipulated down by the Mt. Gox trustee selling off Bitcoin. Now, those were real Bitcoins that they actually had. And yes, they could manipulate the market pretty well, actually, but there was always going to be a limit. As soon as they ran out or run out of Bitcoins, they will not be able to manipulate the market anymore. Now, what De-Crypt is explaining in his video, and I'm going to put a link to that video in the description here. It's very interesting. I strongly urge you to watch the video and also go and do a Google check on the companies and the people involved that De-Crypt speaks about. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to be doing that straight after this video. But it would appear that there is one entity, one man who controls this system that literally controls the price of cryptos. And it would appear that there is no control on it. And essentially they can do what they want. They don't have any limits because they don't have to possess any of these coins, and they are extremely high frequency trading. They are trading at thousands of trades per second, and it's just crazy. And that is what apparently is responsible for the Bitcoin price right now. So according to De-Crypt in his video, the price of Bitcoin that we see is purely fictional and purely up to whatever the software bots determine it to be. They've manipulated it to such an extent that quite literally they could make it any price they wanted. So he says. How true this is, I don't know, but there seems to be quite a bit of evidence to support his claims. So I urge you to watch this video. Back to the chart here. As you can see, we've had a substantial little drop in the last 2 hours, and I suspect we might see it drop a little bit further than that. As you can see in the stochastics RSI as well as the MACD, the trend lines are, or at least for the stochastics RSI, the trend line is pointing almost straight down, and it's leading the moving average by quite a bit now, which is now a bearish sign, definitely. The MACD is also turning, the trend line is turning down and is about to cross the moving average, also on the way down, which means that things are looking really, I wouldn't say good, but they are definitely pointing towards more sell-off coming. Now, whether we are going to break this $3,000 mark, I don't know. It is quite possible. Anything is possible at the moment. Like I said, if anything that Big Swear has said over the last, or in that video, is true, then anything is possible here. And he even says in one of his subsequent videos that it is quite possible that they could go and make Bitcoin worth a negative number in dollars. It's entirely possible they can do it. So, which is quite scary. But let's not despair right now. I don't think this is going to happen. We hope it's not going to happen. But even if they are manipulating it, what's the point of manipulating it lower and lower and lower and not bringing it up again? Well, there's only one advantage. If this is maybe run by a separate entity, but okayed or given the go-ahead by government, the US government, to try and save the fiat system, then they could literally just wipe it out if they wanted to, or try and wipe it out anyway. But the problem is, they could take it to zero, they could take it to whatever number they wanted. But people who possess Bitcoin and everything else they will still have those Bitcoin. Sure, if the value goes so low, mining Bitcoin could become almost, well, it will become a losing battle. It won't be profitable at all. People will not be able to make money out of mining Bitcoin, which is a problem. But I think once the price has been manipulated down so low, they have to lose interest in it. How do they keep it low? Once it is low, how do they keep it there? It's a difficult thing. I think they could, for a short term, take it down, but I don't think they could keep it down indefinitely. That just seems impossible to me. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but these are all possibilities we have to consider. It's unfortunate that we have to hear things like this, but apparently this is the reality of the situation at the moment. So let's have a look and see where we go. As I said, the charts are showing that we are going to see a bit more of a sell-off. Let's hope that we don't cross the $3,000 mark, because after that, I don't see any substantial support levels anywhere. Bitcoin up until that level, if I quickly show you, I will zoom out to a 1 month chart, and we can see, let me just wait until let's just make that smaller. As you can see, there's the $3,000 support level. There is nothing after that, really. Maybe the tip of that, which is at $762. You know, you can spy in or zoom in on this chart and choose a few spots for support levels, but the only real major support level now is at $3,000. If we cross that, I honestly don't know where we are going to end up. People are going to lose faith, lose optimism for sure. They're going to become pessimistic and very bearish, and we might see a snowball effect as far as people are concerned with selling off and trying to save what little is left of their portfolios. But my suggestion is, if I had Bitcoin right now, I would be hanging on to it and just seeing where this goes, because I'm convinced that Bitcoin will be back. This definitely can't be the end of it, not in my opinion. There's too many people in it, and too many people with a lot of money invested in it, powerful people and entities. So if this one person is responsible for manipulating the price and actually gets found out and made public, and the public actually gets to know about it, I think somebody's life could be on the line at the end of the day. I mean, this is the kind of thing that people get knocked off for. You're not playing with pennies here. Anyway, that's my take on it. I'm sorry I don't have too much more advice to offer. Things are turmoil at the moment. Nobody knows which way is which. This is not something that could be charted. It was never foreseen by anybody. So we are all just taking it as it comes at the moment and rolling with the punches. So let's hope that we are going to see that run up by the end of December. You never know; it might still happen. If they can this easily manipulate it down, they can manipulate it up at the same time, and then that's where small little investors like us can ride the coattails and make some money. So let's hold thumbs and see where this goes.